Hi everyone, this is Brenda with AOMed, and today we're going to be doing a UR system treatment. So this is our microneedling with radio frequency, and I have already had Jonathan numbed up really well for quite a while now. I cleansed his face and then I did a scrub, and I put the numbing cream on, pretty good supply, and then I put some saran wrap on him to kind of occlude. I take the numbing cream off as I go because I want the rest of him to stay pretty numb. And I just have a whole stack of these little alcohol wipes that I use. Today, I am actually using the cocktail that I like using. It's the Dr. Cell Booster Ampule that has PDRN in it, has high, medium, and low hyaluronic. It has 20% human adipose in it. So if you're wanting to help with scarring on the top 1%, this is great. Now the other one that I'm mixing it with is our House of Plapelia growth factors. It of course has the transdermal technology with that, but this works beautiful with the UR system. So I have him pretty numbed up, have the alcohol off, and I just have a little dropper cup on the ampule. Keeps it nice and sanitary and makes it really quick to do the treatment. So I'm starting off at a 0.7 on the forehead. The RF level is going to be 1. I have the emission time, which is how long the heat stays in the skin, at 100. The interval is 0 seconds. It's how fast I can do the treatment. You can do it all the way up to 3 seconds till you get used to the machine. And then I have the vacuum, and the vacuum is this little tip right here, and that is on soft. So it's automatically gonna go on standby when you turn it on. And how you engage it is it's a little button right here. So you wanna make sure that you do 50% overlay. How does that feel? Do you feel anything? Now because this has radio frequency in it, there is not going to be any bleeding. And the vacuum makes it really comfortable for your client because it pulls the skin up away from the bone. Another reason why I start off with the forehead is because if Jonathan is able to feel this at all, that means he's not numb enough. Again, doing at least a 50% overlay. So some things you're going to be looking for, you're going to be looking for a little pinkness on the skin, and you're also going to be looking at the little stamp marks. If you have the vacuum on normal, you're going to have a little bit more suction to it. Now this is kind of conservative, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up just a notch on the RF, which means that it's going to create a little bit more heat. Even though you're gonna see redness on the top, this is targeted. So this is at a 0.7 depth on the needle, and so the needles and the heat from the radio frequency is going to be at a 0.7, okay? So that's important that you know that. But I do recommend, after you finish the treatment on your client, to ice them. They're gonna feel a lot more comfortable. Even, again, I kind of want to explain why I ice. Because heat comes to the top, and they just feel a lot more comfortable when they're cold. So I have it on 0 second interval, which means I can go real fast. You do not have to punch it or cram the needles down because the needles are fractional and insulated, and they're engaged whenever you hit the button here on the handset. Now I typically will do 1 or 2 passes on the forehead, and then I'll go around kind of like to the left side of the face, the right side of the face, and then I'll finish with the chin and the nose. And then if there's any other areas that he wants me to go over again, if he's able to tolerate it, then I'll go back and do that. Right now, and I'm not going to move the camera in right now, but right now he's getting a real even light redness, to no blood whatsoever. This is probably one of the favorite treatments that my clients have here in my practice, because they don't like the bleeding part of the regular microneedling. And again, I'm using the cocktail that I made of the Paleo Growth Factors and the Dr. SD Cell Booster. So the Paleo Growth Factors is going down deeper, helping stimulate collagen. The Paleo Growth Factors is also going to make those pores look really, really tiny in about a week. And so that goes down deeper. And then the Dr. SD Cell Booster is the top 1%. And if you have a client, and Jonathan is not really concerned about this aspect of it, but if you have a client that has a lot of fat loss in their face, that's Dr. SD Cell Booster helps add more fat to that, because it's from 20% human adipose that's derived from human abdomen, okay, from visceral fat. So I'm going to do a couple more stamps on the forehead, and then I'm actually going to do this side of the face since we're filming today first. Okay, very good. Now I'm going to put my hand set over here. Use some alcohol wipes. Take it over here. Now, I'm going to kind of give you a little tip. So if you have a client that has maybe dental implant and you're wanting to get like over the top of the lips or down in this area, what I suggest is you take a little 4x4 and you kind of roll it up and you stick it under their lip, and that will work as a buffer, and they will not be able to feel the radio frequency, and you'll still be able to do a really nice treatment. That's actually what I do because I have dental implants. So that's a good workaround. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up here. You can either do the screen to do the different settings, or you can toggle. So I'm going to go to cheek. I have it on RF1. I'm going to take that up to 2. And I'm going to take the depth to, we're going to do, I'm going to do like a 1.5. We're going to see how numb Jonathan is. I think you're pretty numb, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty numb.
Okay. And then the emission time is 250. So what I do whenever I'm working on the cheek area, I kind of start down here at the jawline first. Can you feel it? Tiny bit? Is it more the heat or the needles?
I can't even tell, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, he's pretty numb. He says he's barely feeling it. Again, doing 50% overlay. Now I'm gonna come back and do his cheek area, but I wanna kind of show you how I do the nose. And because people kind of wonder how you do the nose, because you wanna make sure all the needles are touching, if at all possible. So I am going to take the depth down just a tiny bit, and I'm going to actually do it to probably a 9 and leave all the other settings the same. So I like to kind of stand up whenever I'm doing the nose because I just like the angle better that way. Put a little bit of growth factors on his nose. Then what I do is I take the tip of the nose, put my finger on it, so I don't flatten it out, but I make it a little bit wider. Did you feel anything?
I feel it.
You do? Okay, so he's saying that he's feeling it, so I'm taking it down just a smidgen. You always want to ask your client if they're feeling it or not. Sometimes it's not that big of a deal, but we always want to consider their comfort level too. Okay, so I just kind of do a couple shots on the top. When I do the side, I take one of my fingers, I hit it on one side of the nose, then I take my hand piece and do the other side. And that's how you do the nose. And so then the other side, because I'm very right hand dominant, I will come over on this side and kind of come at it from this angle, okay? But that's pretty much it, how you do it. If you have any questions, reach out to me. My number is 719-654-3623, or you can email me at brenda.aomedusa@gmail.com. Have a great day. Hopefully that went off. Sorry that I got you on the nose.
It's tolerable. I can feel it though. But
Yeah.
It's tolerable.